Hi guys, welcome to another top 3 video. Today we're going to walk through the top 3 Ultramarines Warlord traits. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the notifications bell in the corner so you know each time we release one of these videos. Right, let's jump straight into it. So Ultramarines Warlord traits. So they're not the most competitive Marine faction out there at the moment. There are other choices which probably slightly better more competitively, but these are the Warlord traits you can take to make Ultramarines kind of hang up there with, the other big hitters. Number 3, I would say, is Adept of the Codex. Now, there are only 3 good ones, in my opinion, and I've just ranked those 3 in the right order, basically. And Adept of the Codex means you roll a d6 for each CP spent when using stratagems for your own stratagems only, not your opponent's. And if you roll a 5+, you get 1 CP back. And you can only gain 1 CP back per battle round with this Warlord trait. But the important thing here is if you use a stratagem that's 2 command points, you roll 2d6 because you roll a dice for each command point spent when using stratagems. So you've got more of a chance of getting CPs back than maybe some other people. And this is a really good Warlord trait because there are loads of stratagems now in the Marine book and the Ultramarines book together. You've got 2 pages of stratagems in the Ultramarines book, and there are 8 or 9 of those stratagems which are really good. Then you've got 3 pages of strats in the Space Marines Codex, and loads of them are good too, like 10+. So you've got a good 18, 19 strats that you'll want to use in pretty much every game in certain situations, and this just gives you the CPs to be able to use those. In at number 2, I've got Calm Under Fire. I really like this this Warlord trait because a lot of people look at Ultramarines because, they play in slightly more of a moving forward mobile gun line than other Marine factions. And people think they can come in, tag your unit so you can't really shoot and stuff like that. And, as Ultramarines, you can fall back and shoot, but you're -1 to hit. So I love this Warlord trait because it's just, it makes your army more efficient. What it does is when resolving ranged attacks by friendly Ultramarines units in a turn in which they fell back, you do not subtract 1 from the hit roll while they are within 6 inches of this Warlord. So it basically just lets everyone fall back and shoot normally for no reason at all. I think that's a great Warlord trait, especially now in, the new books where you can take a Warlord and give him 2 Warlord traits. Now you imagine taking Rights of War on a Warlord to make everybody within 6 inches, objectives secured, and then all of them can fall back and shoot normally. People will not want to go near that. It's insane. And, people will think twice about charging you because first they think, oh, if I charge them, yeah, they can fall back and shoot, but at least they're -1 to hit. They've also got to worry about the stratagem where 3 other Ultramarine units within 6 of the one they're charging, especially when you're all in a bubble around this Warlord, can all fire Overwatch and then all fall back and shoot normally. People just won't want to charge you. And that's why that's number 2 for me. So that would normally be number 1 on the list, but because of the new way that the primary mission works in 9th edition, number 1 is actually Nobility Made Manifest. Now, this is the one that Guilliman has, which, most Primarchs don't really have the Warlord trait that you want to take, so you don't really want to take them as your Warlord. But Guilliman, this is a great point for taking Guilliman. And what this lets you do is all Ultramarines infantry and biker units within 6 inches of the Warlord can heroically intervene as if they were characters. Now, I definitely think this is the best one because the game is all about primaries now. It's all about holding objectives and stealing them from your opponent. Now, there are loads of armies out there that are fast-moving objective secured units that can whiz over and take your objectives from you and stop you scoring primaries. And that's massive because as Ultramarines, like we said, you're a bit of a mobile gun line, but you are still a gun line. So you're not that mobile. And especially if 10 guardsmen were to run across the board with move, and steal an objective off you, or some double moving gaunts, like units of 10 gaunts come and take your objectives off you, you're not going to feel too good about that. But what this lets you do is sit over objectives, and if your opponent comes to try and steal them from you, you can hurriedly intervene. And of course, you're Marines, so you can kill chaff units, even with your combat units, if they come too close. And because it's all about playing primaries, this Warlord trait can just win you games. And sometimes there's nothing your opponent can even do about it. So that's definitely number 1 on my list. So those are my 3 top Ultramarines Warlord traits. If there are any that have been serving you really well, please leave them in the comments below for everybody to share. And until the next video, guys, see you later.